So Sweet. Yes, we're looking at an Oh So Sweet by Kershaw. All right, how you guys doing today? Good, good, good. Um, Doing great myself. All right, we have a Kershaw Oh So Sweet. This is a knife that I had my eye on for a little while. It's a budget knife put out by Kershaw. You can pick these up for $20, 25, 20 to $25 range. I looked at them, didn't really need it, didn't really, you know if I should get one, but they just kind of a neat look and everything. And but all the ones I had seen when I thought about it were just a plain black, nothing too sexy or anything like that. And I happened into a local shop one day and picking up some ammo actually, and they have a knife case, and I was looking, as I always do, look through their knife case and see if anything just jumps out at me. And I seen this, I thought, well, that looks like an Oh So Sweet, but it does not look like the normal color. And this one is sort of like I can't remember the exact color name of it. If I dug out the box, I'm sure it's got it on there. It's a kind of a tannish brown color. I don't know if that comes over too much on the video or not, but it's definitely not black. So it was the first one I had seen that was other than just the standard black color. And then the blade is a kind of a washed satin look. So I thought, well, okay, that looks pretty cool. So decided to pick it up. Okay, get into a little bit of the specs here. Overall length 7.25 inches. The blade is just a little over 3 inches at 3.125, and it's 0.11 thickness. Pretty typical in your budget range. Kershaw's the blade material is 8CR 13 MOV, which is a serviceable steel. As I've said before, I'm not a steel snob, so I don't let that be too big of a deciding factor for me. If it helps keep the price down, I'm cool with that. It's not as hard of a steel, so it'll lose its edge, but they sharpen back up pretty easy. So I don't, like I said, I don't let that scare me away. Not like just the one stamped generic stainless or something like that. I've had no issues with the 8CR 13 MOV as far as durability. I have had Kershaws before though chip that tip off, but that's a lot to do with probably doing things with knives you shouldn't do, because it's a knife, not a screwdriver. What do I like about this knife? Well, it's not real heavy. Let me see if I don't have the weight here, and I could grab the scales, but it probably feels about like 4.5 ounces, that range. It's a little chunky, but it's got a full frame, as you can see, and it's got a shim in the back, so it's not an open back except right here at the front. So you get a little bit of you get a little pocket fuzz in there. Assisted opening, as many Kershaws are. It's a little stiff on the liner lock, and that's the one thing with Kershaw and the assisted opening. It's nice that it helps you open and gives you that nice flick when you open it. But this combination of this pretty stiff liner and then you get down there and you get that, you're going against that spring tension of that assisted opener, and it makes it a little bit cumbersome to open and close one-handed. but it can be done easy enough if you're just careful. The grip material is just some kind of polymer. It's not G10 or anything like that, but it has this scaling kind of effect done to it, so it has a nice grip to it. It feels very, very confident in your hand that you got a good grip, along with this little choil area right there. Has no jimping on the back. I could like to see some jimping, if not on the blade, but at least right here in this area. But still, it doesn't, with the grip you get on it, it doesn't really give you any feelings that you're gonna slip off of it or anything. The handle's a good size. I've got medium size hands, I'd say. So it fits my hand very nice. And I'll actually carry this knife occasionally. If I'm anticipating maybe doing some things that might abuse the knife and don't want to dirty up one of my favorites, I'll carry this one. The centering on it, as you can see, it kind of slides to the right a little bit, especially right in here. It looks like it's right up against that frame. Doesn't seem to cause any drag at this point. Have not attempted to adjust the pivot any to see if I can get that straight, because it just hasn't really bothered me enough to deal with it. I guess if you got a little bit of OCD, it could bother you that blade's not centered all very well, but and it probably would bother me if it was a knife that I paid a little more money for and was carrying it all the time. The liner, though, does have a good lock. It's right at around that 50% point. It's good and firm. There's no plate at all in the blade. Don't know about that pocket clip, though. It's a little bit on the not much material side. Kind of goofy looking. It's got that little swoop to it. It holds tight, but that little swoop out there, I'll notice it. It seems like it just kind of makes a little spot in the pocket or something. It changes the dynamics of how it's in my pocket, and I'm not real fond of it. And it also is not a deep carry, and it's down quite a bit on the handle. So when you put it in your pocket, you got about that much of it poking out its head there. So which is kind of nice that it gives you something to grab hold of. But for the length of the knife, and there's a couple other Kershaws I have that have that feel that it almost makes it feel like you're a little top heavy in your pocket. Like, it makes you want to reach down and keep checking, make sure it's there. It's got this little lanyard hole. It's kind of small. You can't really get, say, a lanyard like this size of paracord. You can't put that in and loop it, so you're going to have to use a thinner cord. This cord's not going to go through there. Not easily. You might be able to poke it through and get it through, and then just tie your lantern onto it. But not really a big issue with this one, since you do have a good bit of it sticking out of your pocket that you can grab hold of. But all in all, it's for a low to mid $20 knife. It's not a bad value, and I'm not disappointed in it at all. It is what it is. It's not best knife out there, but it's not the worst knife. So yeah, I'll probably hold on to this one a while. It's a good one to carry. Like I said, you never know when you get used to putting a knife in your pocket every day. Um, One day you end up at some building where they're doing security checks and no knives allowed, and you're going to have to hand it over or toss it in the trash or something like that, which I have done, unfortunately, at airport before, where I get there and I'm about to go through security and I reach in my pocket and I say, darn, forgot to leave the knife out. And they're not going to give them back to you. So that would be one that, like this, would be a good one if you think you might be going someplace that, I know. You go to airport and you're going to know ahead of time. And if you're used to putting your good knife, like your Benchmade or Spyderco in your pocket, and you get there, tough luck. You should have thought of that ahead of time. But there has been times for business reasons I've had to run up to the courthouse for some reason, and you can't get into county offices or anything like that without running through metal detectors, and they will take your knife. I have been lucky here locally. They will take it, admire it, and hold it until you come back through and give it back to you. I have not had to give one up yet, so but it could always happen, and you never know where you might end up that you do have to give it up. The last one I gave up was we went to Warner Brothers Studios in Hollywood. Did a studio tour. Did not expect to go through a security check, but before they let you in the building to start the tour, you had to go through metal detectors, and no weapons whatsoever were allowed. And I had, fortunately, been in California and knowing how they are out there, the knife I had packed for that trip to carry around was a flea market queen, $5 knife that looked a lot better than it was. And when I got there and I seen that I was going to have to go through the metal detector, I just took it out and nonchalantly slipped it into the garbage and gave that knife up. No great loss. Just a lesson to you guys. If you go into some place where they may be squeamish about normal type knives, then you might keep a burner knife around just for those occasions. All right, well, I digress. All right, well, we have looked at the Kershaw OSO suite, and is it aptly named? Well, we'll let them have it. It is kind of sweet. Don't know about OSO, but it's all right. All right, that's it for the Kershaw OSO suite. Don't forget, when I get to 100 subscribers, I will be giving away this Leatherman Micra mini multi-tool. And so be sure and tell your friends to watch and subscribe, and hit that like and subscribe button if you enjoyed this. And we'll see you guys next time.